Hey folks, welcome back to Jerome Bee Farm and Homestead. It's Friday, May 10th, 2024. It's a beautiful day out. Got a light wind out of the north. It's not quite 80 degrees. I think it's like 78. And yesterday was really good too. So we've had two really good forage days here in May. We've had lots of rain like every other day and tornadoes and all kinds of crazy weather. But the bees were even foraging some when it was really total cloud cover and dreary out, but it wasn't raining and they were foraging some. So I'm not sure how much they actually did on those days. Plus it was windy on those days. But yeah, it's been really nice the last couple days. I was sitting downwind a minute ago looking through my notes and I could actually smell these hives. I could smell the sweetness coming off of them. So yeah, they're bringing it in. And what I'm smelling is that nectar drying, turning into honey. So that's a good thing. So I'm curious to see, I want to check a couple of hives on their supers and just see how they're coming along, check their strength. But mainly what I'm going to do today is follow up on some of these splits that I've done that were queenless. I'm going to follow up on last week's double nukes, 2-3 frame splits, where one of them I cut the cells out and the other one had the cells from the frame I cut. And just check on the population in those and see how they're doing. And got the UPS guy coming. So the UPS guy's bringing some cool stuff today that I got from Apamaye. So I'll do a unboxing on that later on in the week. But anyway, back on these hives, some of them it's 2 weeks out, so I need to check. Some of them it's only been 1 week, and I'm not going to mess with them. I'm not going to. If there's a virgin queen in there and it's been a week, I'm going to leave them alone. One bigger hive I have down here, hive 23, I pulled a split or two out of it, and when I opened it up, I broke quite a few of the queen cells going back to check on it. And there's only one good queen cell left in that hive 23. So I don't want to take a chance of breaking that last cell open, which it should be emerged by now, but a queen that's emerged in 1 week, she needs to be left alone to do her thing. And I'll check that maybe in a week or two and make sure we have a good laying queen in there. If not, I'll either order some queens, I'll put a frame of eggs in there so they can make another one, or I'll combine it. I'm not sure. Depends on how many hives I have at that time in the future, about a month from now. But anyway, let's get in here and check on these nukes first, the little splits, and I'm going to top off their feed because they don't have the population these big hives do that they can build up fast. So it helps them if you feed them a little bit. So I'm going to top off their feed, make sure they don't have ant problems, good population, and all that. So let's get started. Yeah, so hive 3, we're going to get in there first from the right, second from the right there. And I just want to put a shot right here so you can see just a steady stream of bees coming and going. They really show up in that sunlight hitting them with that green backdrop. But a little odd, and I've seen this before, is they're using that top entrance right there a lot. That could be robbing, but I doubt it when the nectar flow like this. For some reason, they want to use that. But we'll get in there and look and see, make sure nothing weird's going on. So yeah, down there on the front bottom entrance, they're not even using that. Okay, so mid-March, this hive had a queen and it was doing okay. And then I checked, it wasn't thriving, and I checked it again April 26th, today's May 10th, and I actually pulled a couple of frames of brood from hive 1 over here and put in here because I didn't see a queen and I wanted to see what they did with those brood frames. So let's check it out. This is weird, this going on up here. I'm hoping this isn't a robbing situation, but with this, like I said, with the nectar flow, they're going to be interested in that and not another hive. So this looks good up here. So they're coming and going in from this notch here. Looks like a decent population. Mostly right in here. I don't know. I don't think that's robbing. Sure is weird though. I might need to open up that bottom. So if they were robbing, this honey wouldn't be here. It'd be all chewed up right there, and they'd be pulling that out of there. But there is a bunch of bees in the air in front of this hive. It's about 3:30 in the afternoon. A little bit of pollen there, a little bit of pollen and nectar. Now we got fanning going on here. Like maybe this is a mating flight coming back, I don't know. Bees, that's what it is. A little bit of honey there. Same here, and some new nectar they're putting in there. So by putting those brood frames in here, one had some eggs. I gave them what they needed to make a new queen if they were in fact queenless from April 26th. A little bit of nectar and pollen. No signs of any kind of brood. So here's a big pollen frame where they've really loaded it up, and nectar around here. So if there's going to be some brood, I would think it would be on the next one. That would be where my queen might be. I think I do see capped brood there. So it's about 2 weeks from the 26th. So if there was a queen in here about to lay, we should see some capped brood. And I do see capped brood here. And this would not, well, I guess it possibly could be from that donor frame, but I do see larvae. That tells me there's a queen laying in here. See if we can find her. Empty queen cup there on the bottom, just a little one. I bet we find her on this frame right here. So we got kind of a spotty pattern laying here. So there's anything from very young larvae, eggs, to capped. Oh, there she is right there. She's a nice looking queen. Good sized. Got that kind of brownish dark butt. She's going to be good. She's good sized. Liking what I see there. Make sure I got no bees between them frames, edges, and get it back together. Good deal. So they don't need another box yet. We'll let them build up here. Chances of them making honey for us this year's not going to happen. She needs to get laying more and build this population up, which by the time she gets a strong population, the flow is going to be on the downswing. So they'll build up some fall honey. I might put a second deep on here for the fall flow, which isn't much around here, and let them build that up, or I'll just leave them a single deep. We'll see how they do. Depends on how much they build up on their own. I could give them some feed, but they don't need it. I need to give them an entrance and exit sign so they know where to go. That's weird, they're going in that top there. Okay, this hive 5, I went in that last week and I found the cells that I forgot I'd put the brood frame in there for them to make a queen, and they pulled some, I think there were 2 or 3 queen cells in there. So that was 1 week ago. I'm not going to mess with that. Those cells need to open and emerge, and we'll check them next weekend to make sure they're open, and really 2 more weeks is what we should wait, so it gives that queen time to mate, and she might be laying in a couple weeks. That's what we're hoping. Here's the one here I'm really interested in, this double nuke. So I need to get in here, make sure we have good population first and foremost, and then we can take a peek on those cells that I cut out and put over there to see if they're amounting to anything. So first thing I want to look in here around the feeder, see how many black ants take off running. There were some in here last week. I thought by having them up on top of this other hive, and most of the black ants are around on the other side, that maybe they wouldn't mess with this, but there were some in here. Big old black ants. They're mean. Don't see any. See a dead one that I smashed last time. So I fed both sides. This has a divider in it. and all the feed is gone. There's a little bit of little bitty ants in there, and same thing here, no feed. So we'll do one side at a time. Okay, so this right side I think is the side that had the queen cells on it, and the left side is the ones we transplanted. But we'll figure that out pretty quick. So not happy at all with the amount of bees I see in here. That's not good. They need more bees. So they're a little lethargic looking. That's a totally empty frame. So here's a frame with the brood on it, and not near enough bees here to take care of that. So one of our queen cells is open here. It's open or chewed up, I can't tell which. Yeah, it looks chewed up. It doesn't have the little pop top on the end, but yeah, not near enough bees. And I see no liquid here. Same thing on this side. And this comb right here where these bees look like they emerged looks a little funny. It's not clear cells, so it tells me there's not enough nurse bees in here to take care of it. So here's some cells right here, queen cells that are chewed on the side. So it looks like we've got a queen that has emerged in here. But this is a pitiful population. If I'd have left this, it would have totally failed, which it's basically failed right now anyway. So now I'm looking to see if there's a virgin queen in here. I don't see one. So this is the one that had the cells that we cut off from. And there's nothing here, and that's empty. So these bees here are starving, and there's not enough. It's just failing right now. So that's 1 week's time. Not sure what happened to the population, because I shook some in. I put in frames that had bees on them. So that's what happens when you get into 3 frames splits. It doesn't take much to go wrong to take them out. See if there's a queen up in here. No, these bees are lethargic and starving. We'll figure out what to do with them in a minute. I'm going to decide, do I want to add bees to this? Do I want to pull out the divider? Depending on what we find over here. But yeah, that's a bummer there. And this is the good side. This is the one that had the good cells on it. Looks like just didn't have a good population. This side, we're looking at the same thing. So this is pollen and a few capped cells. No nectar in there at all. Don't see a queen. So here's our queen cells. And looks to me like 2 of them have emerged. The first 2 I put on there. And then one's a little cut out on the side, like another one's trying to take it out. Actually 3 have emerged. So right there, you can see those 2 are open on the end. And this one right here is open on the end as well. Right there. Yeah, so there's 3 queens came out in here. But it's a major fail on the population. That 4th cell don't look like it's opened yet, but it's chewed on the side. Maybe we'll find a queen over here. Yeah, here's a queen. But they're just starving out. We may be able to salvage them. So where is she? She's right there. So let's actually she looks like she may even be mated. She's not a bad looking queen. And it is possible that I got a queen and moved her over from that original hive accidentally. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to get some more bees, boost this up. I'm going to pull out that center make this a single nuke. And with that queen in there, there's hope. And get some food on them. I'm gonna get some food on them right now because they need it right now. So even though there's a nectar flow on, there's not enough field bees for them to get out and get enough nectar to feed themselves. Okay, so I don't want to fill these up because there's not enough bees in there to take it down, and it'll just get stagnant and ferment probably, although it does have that hive alive additive in it. Just give them enough to get them going here, and I'll get the lids on this, and I'll last thing I'll do is I'll get some more bees and get in here. Got one more hive I want to check. So that's funny, the side that I cut the cells out of is a successful one, and the one that had all the cells on it that I left, it's not doing good at all compared to the other side. All right. Okay, this hive here, number 21, the double nuke there, is what we're going to check out. Last time I was in here was April 21st, and I spotted a queen, but she wasn't laying. And this was the double Apamaye, and I moved them into this wood box so I could free up my Apamaye to do that one we just looked at. So the reason it's a double decker is because I put a jar feeder in here. I'm out of my top feeders, my Cerasil feeders, and I put a half a jar in here, and there's just a little bit left. So you can see how I do that. I just use this little entrance feeder, put it in here, put a box around it, keep other bees away from it. It looks pretty strong right here. Yeah, that looks good. That's what we want to be seeing. So this was queen right, but the queen wasn't laying yet. So we just need to make sure she's still here and she started laying. If she is, we can mark this off the list and just keep an eye on it and expand it when they're ready. So we've got liquid in here, that's good. And there's pollen that they brought in as well. And here's some capped brood. So we're good. She's a laying. She's laid all up in here. Hang on. This is not right. This is a split I just pulled from, and I didn't put it in my notes. That's why I'm confused. So 20, 21, 20, 23, I pulled this split. And remember I said there was one good queen cell in that, so I don't want to mess with this. So I pulled this split. That brood is from the original hive 23, and there's one big queen cell on here. Right there. And we don't want to mess with that. So there should be no queen in here. But a lot of bees. I'm curious, I just want to peek at the other two frames real quick. So if we see a queen, we know we grabbed our original queen accidentally. Oh, here's some cells right here. There's too many queen cells in here. I don't know what I was thinking. I don't want these in here. I want to put this back over in the donor hive and make sure that thing works out. Sometimes you get working through these things and, man, I do. I forget what's going on, I guess. You don't need 4 or 5 queen cells in one nuke. You want 2 or 3. So I could split this out and make another nuke, or I could take that and put it over in that double nuke and give them another chance on that one side. But I'm just going to split that double nuke. I'm going to pull that middle piece out and just combine it. I need to come back here. I need to do something with that frame there. You can see right here's a queen cell that got popped off. Yeah, no queens. Since I'm coming back here to this, I'm not going to put that feeder on there just yet. Okay, so this video is definitely taking a strange turn. So I'm positive the frame I saw with the long big cell in the middle on that second frame in here came from hive 24. How that other frame got in here with all those other cells on it, I'm not sure how that happened, because I remember I left one good cell over there and I was worried about that. So if I was worried about that, why would I put all these in here? So I'm going to go back into 24 later and see, did I accidentally put that in here or what the heck's going on with that? So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go back over to that Apamaye and I'm going to straighten that out. I might use that frame that was in here with all those other cells to actually redo that right hand side that we didn't find a queen in, but I got to find a resource hive to get bees in that Apamaye over there. So I've been picking on hive 1, so I'm going to go through it real quick and see what I can find. I need to find some frames of bees. I need to find a queen and put her in a clip, get her out of there so I can shake a bunch of nurse bees into those two sides and get them back healthy population wise. So apparently I didn't have enough nurse bees in there, and that's why we got what we got over there. And a lot of those bees in there were field bees. They left that hive after I opened it up the next day, and they didn't stay with that hive. They went back where they came from. So I'm going to leave this for later. I'm going to figure this out later, but let's finish this video on that Apamaye hive. Okay, I came over here to hive 1 to pull some frames out of it. They're making some honey, so I'm not going to pick on it anymore. So I thought I'd check on some of these single deeps here I have. So this is hive 3. I found my queen and I put her in a clip. So this hive isn't a real strong hive by any means, but I want to grab some nurse bees and shake these brood frames, a couple of them, over into my Apamaye and boost the population up. And I also am going to take that frame that had those extra cells on it and put in that Apamaye. So give that left hand side another try. So I'm going to grab a couple of these frames that have a lot of nurse bees on them. I'm going to take them over here and shake them in. And then I'm going to bring that frame over from that other nuke that had the multiple queen cells in it and put it on that side. And then I'm going to boost up the other right hand side as well. So we will keep this a double for now. May not be a good idea, but I want to try and get that other side going. So already I can tell these bees are more lively than they were before, just by adding that sugar water on them. Yeah, see how they're moving around? So they've already been passing that around. So this frame here is empty. So we've got, I think, 2 brood frames in here, or maybe just one. There's this one. So I'll leave this. I'm gonna get this frame out of here for now. Now I'm gonna bring some bees over here, shake them. So here's some nurse bees, not a bunch. Like I said, it's not a strong hive. So I'll shake all these nurse bees off in here. Take the frame back, and here's another frame of them. I'll put this frame back in here for those bees to get up on. Then I'm going to bring the one over from that nuke that had those other cells on it and put it right here. And I'm going to put this back in its donor hive. So I'm going to release that queen. She's right there. There she goes down in. This hive here could actually be probably reduced. It's pretty warm out. Not a lot of pests yet. So really, I should come back, reduce this, put a feeder on it, let them recover. Since I had such good luck cutting those cells off, maybe I'll just cut one off of here. This is pretty strong, so I'm just going to grab that frame, bees and all. But let's look at the cells. Maybe we can get one off of there. I'm just going to pull it straight up from the middle. There's a lot of brood on that, so I probably don't want to. I'll probably cut a couple of these off, and I'm going to shake these nurse bees over there, and then I'm going to cut me off a cell because they're down on the wood. They'll be easy to get. So I need to make me some space to do my shake. You want to be careful. It's got these queen cells on here, remember. You want to shake the crap out of it. There, we got most of them off. Looks like we got 4 there we can pick from. I'm gonna put this frame back in. So some people were saying use a razor blade to do this, or an X-Acto knife, or one of the pocket knives that has a razor blade. So I happen to carry one around with me. These little Work Pro razor knives. And they are handy. I use them to cut cardboard. This is going to work better anyway because it's down on the wood. It's not up here on the plastic foundation. So these will come off, should, without getting into that larva. Yeah, perfect. Let's see how I got some of the wood there too. So it's sealed up good. We'll get over here and get our frame in there. I actually want to put that on this middle frame. Or it's going to be the middle. There we go. Put that in here. Lots of bees on this outside wall here. So hopefully we got enough in there to take care of those new emerging brood. Get this feeder back on here. I'm going to go ahead and top it off now. So I'm going to return this frame back over to that nuke. We've got 2 good cells left on here, and shook the nurse bees off, and we'll go. I'm going to grab the feeder and bring it back, top this off, then we'll work on this side. Okay, before I fill this, I'm going to work on this side. I'm going to go find us some other resource frames to shake in here and get some more nurse bees in here. We don't need queen cells because we saw a queen and she looked good. Okay, came over here to hive 2. So we were just in that one. That's the one we took the bees out of and shook them, and I had the queen in the clip. So I came in here, found my queen on the 3rd frame in. Not much on that, so she must just be over there looking for a place to lay. This hive is much stronger than hive 3. Okay, there you can see her. She's right there. So we'll set her over there right now. And I'm going to get some brood frames. Just going to start shaking nurse bees over there. So first we need to clear us out a spot. Okay, there's some brood in here. Don't know that it's going to emerge or not. There's a lot of pollen here. So I'm gonna keep that frame, set it aside. Our queen's gonna be in here, so I don't want to disturb her. I'm just gonna put my frame down in here and shake it when we get one. So she's laid on that right there. So these are going to be nurse bees right here. Go ahead and do that one. So the reason I want nurse bees is they don't fly. They won't leave here. They'll stay with the hive. They'll stay on the brood. I'm going to go grab one, maybe two more. I'm going to shake this off in case my queen's on here. I didn't like the way that shook in there. I want to make a little more space. So instead of shaking this, I'm going to give them a new brood frame. I know it's got good brood, and I'm going to take that one that's sketchy out of there, and that'll boost them up. Return this one. It's blank, but I'm going to feed them. Actually, this one has pollen on it, so I'm going to leave it. I'm going to put it in there. Put this blank one back over in the resource hive, and this side will be set. All right, let's get our feed in here. So I'm going to reduce these down to just, let's do one hole. They don't need to be going out and foraging. They don't have a lot of population. They don't need a big entrance to move in and out of, and that'll protect them from robbing, which I don't think they're going to be doing any robbing anyways because the nectar flow is so strong right now. All right, let's give this another try. Okay, so now we need to get this hive here taken care of, get that queen back in there. Notice she's sitting in the shade. You don't want her sitting in the direct sunlight. So I'm going to put this frame right down there where that queen was laying. Go ahead and release her. She's a nice looking queen. She's a blondie. Well, she keeps wanting to go up and not down. There she goes. So with the looks of this hive, it's pretty strong. Might come back and put a super on it. We'll check these supers over here real quick. And I think one of them is there just kind of as a placeholder, and we might go ahead and put it on here. Big old triple decker here. A lot of bees up there for 3 deep. Looks to me like they're working it. Yeah, it's covered up. 3 deep. 1, 2, 3. Let's pull a frame or two and see what it looks like. Then we'll check these two. Maybe just grab them for weight and see what they feel like. Wow. That is pretty much full of nectar. That's the 3rd super up. Man, well, I'm curious, maybe some of these down here, one may have been like an undrawn comb. Let's get down to the next one. Yeah, the last 2 days have been really good forage days. And the alfalfa is starting to bloom pretty good. If they make it that far, it's 2 miles. Yeah, it's fairly heavy. Man. And this is full, pretty much. So I think this is fresh drawn. They're drawing this whole super out. So you can see there's some down in the corners. They haven't quite got it drawn out yet. But everything there is full. We may have to go 4 deep on this one. crazy. I like seeing that. I don't think I've ever ran a hive with 4 supers before. Yeah, this is just as heavy as the other one. This looks like it may not have as much in it, so maybe I did under super. Well, I don't know. It's got quite a bit in it, but I don't think as much as the other. I don't want to pick this one up because it's on top of that excluder. I don't want to disturb them. Yeah, that's empty. Well, yeah, so they're working on this one. I must have under supered, but at the rate they're going, this will be full pretty quick. And this hive here, if I remember right, is stronger. But yeah, if I remember right, these days, that's not much to count on. These aren't heavy like they're fully packed out, but you know, they're 75% to weight. Looking good. I could have swore one of these, I thought it doesn't need that many and I'll just leave that one on there so I can grab it later. I'm pretty sure it was one of these. This looks like it's really got good coverage on the super up here as well. We may have to add one here. So I don't think this one's as densely populated as that other, even though there were a lot on top when I first popped it. Yeah, they're just getting started on this one. So maybe I've got it backwards. That's the one that was really strong, number 7. After looking in there, got me all excited. Thinking I'm gonna have to add supers over here. That's got, I'd say 20% full there. Looks a little better here. Yeah, this is not near as full as the other. Yeah. Not much in there. It looks decent though as far as the number of bees that are in there. Wonder if I should take one off, but since they've already got honey in both, I think I'll just leave it the way it is. All right, that's the end of the video. Honey looks good. Man, that's number 7 there is packing it in. And this one don't look too bad. It's just getting started. So I might do some more spot checks, but yeah, it's kind of a weird video starting out there. And I still don't know how those queen cells got in that nuke over there. I could have swore, I don't know what I was thinking. But anyway, I was looking at my notes. It said one thing and then I open it up and I see another. And I think it had to do with I had a double Apamaye nuke there. And one side went one way and the other went another. And I was looking at the wrong notes probably. I don't know. Anyway, you see what you see when you go in there and then you deal with it. So we downsized the population over there, but I've fed them good. They're still pretty strong. They've got 3 or 4 good cells left to make a queen over there. So with that feed on them, they should be good. And there's some brood in there for them too. They'll build up pretty quick. So just need to keep an eye on it. So yeah, giving this Apamaye 2 more chances, but yeah, the population really went down there. So I'm positive we got plenty of nurse bees in there. Well, a lot more. We'll see if it's plenty or not. Nurse bees in there to take care of what they've got. Gave the other side a fresh brood frame that we know is good. So those will be emerging with their own nurse bees. And there's a queen in there. So that queen looked pretty mature, which that's a little odd to me. She looked too mature to be a week old. So I may have shook my queen in there from wherever I took those from. So I need to follow up on that. So that's the end of the video. Give me a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe on your way out. We'll catch you on the next beekeeping video. Y'all take care.